Yo, Adam Saxon with GuideCube, and in this video, I want to show you how you can make your tooltips exciting. We've done videos on this channel about tooltips and report page tooltips specifically, but what I want to show you are the clicks to get the tooltip that we use in the main report when we're presenting sessions or we're on the live stream or whatever. Before we get into that, be sure to hit that like button, smash it if you so desire, and if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the videos from both Patrick and myself. All right, enough all this talking. You know we like to do it here in GuideCube. Let's do what? Let's head over to my machine. So we've got our line chart here, and if we hover over it, we see just a regular tooltip, right? It's fine. It gets the job done, but we want to make it more exciting. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new page. Let's rename this page, call it TT for tooltip, and then we're going to show the format pane. Now I'm using OnObject Explorer. As of the recording of this video, it's a preview feature. I've just got that preview feature enabled. So if you're not doing that, it'll be a little different, but the format pane will be there by default if not. So in this case, I'm going to go and just control click on the format pane to get it next to my build pane. I'm going to go to page information. We're going to change it to tooltip. We'll come back to show tooltip on, and then we'll go to canvas settings. We'll go to custom, and we'll do 180 for the width. And then this looks a little more like a page, which is great, but it's super small. What do? Let's go to view. We'll change page view to fit to page. So now this is our canvas that we have to work with for our report page tooltip. One thing to keep in mind is this is small, right? So you got to like make the fonts a little bigger. So you can't have it like super tiny. Otherwise you won't be able to read it when you hover over the visual. So first thing we're going to want to do is change this background. So we'll minimize canvas settings, go to canvas background, color, and I'm just going to change it to this white 10% darker. It didn't do anything. What the heck? What's going on here is transparency is 100%. So let's move that to 0. And now it's this little darker background, which is great. That's what we want. Next, what I'm going to do is we want to show total sales. So I'm going to take total sales amount. We're just going to drag it onto the canvas. It creates a card visual. This is the old card visual. You can change it to the new card visual if you want. And then I'm just going to go ahead and resize it a little bit. And there we go. Next, what I want to do is let's go ahead and we're going to insert a shape. And the shape we're going to do is this oval. Just kind of align it a little bit so we get a little bit of spacing. I'm just eyeballing it. So now what I want to do, we're going to go through some settings on this oval. So let's go to shape style. And we're going to turn off border. Fill, we're going to change this. I'm just going to change it to this other color. It's a little lighter blue. We'll go to size and style, and I'm going to turn off the background. Next, what I want to do is we're going to add an image here that's reflective of the value that we have. So in this case, what I'm going to do is add a table to do this. I'm using a table because it's like the easiest way I can think of to doing it. You can use images with the new card visual, but what I found is like, it doesn't give you the way that I want it to look in this case. And so I'm using a table and we're going to tinker the heck out of it. Probably sitting there going like, Adam, a table for an image? That's weird. And it is, but let's do it anyway. Okay, so we've got our table here. And I need to do a little bit of finagling to get it in place. So I'm just resizing it. Remember, this is a very small real estate. That's why it went all crazy on me like that. So we'll get this set up. And then what I'm going to do is take head pick. So I've already got a measure here that's going to do the item I need. And I'm going to drag it into the table and boom, there we go. And you'll be like, that's not a picture, Adam. And you're right. So what it's showing is the text of the URL for the picture. And so now we need to do a model update so that this actually reflects as an image. All right, so let's select head pick. And what we're going to do under measure tools is the data category. Right now it's uncategorized. And so I'm going to come down and choose image URL. And then bam, there's my beautiful face. So now we got to tinker this a little bit more. So let's select the table. We'll come into the size and styles fine. I want to go to style presets. We're going to change this to none, and that gets rid of a bunch of things. Let's go back to style and turn off background. That's good. We'll come into grid. And what I want to do is get rid of this gray line right here. This is actually part of the column header. And so what I'm going to do is come into border. Column header is already selected. It may show all for you, which you won't see any of the checkboxes here. So I'm going to change it to column header, and then we'll uncheck bottom. And then that line goes away, which is great. One thing I want to do is the text for the head pick. We need to get rid of this. So one thing we can do here is change the coloring. So I want this color to match what the background color is, which was that 10% whiter. And so let's go down to column headers. and we'll come to text and we'll change the text color to this 10% white, which now is aligned. You can see that H has almost disappeared in the background. And then watch this. I'm going to change the column header from head pick to period. And then I'm going to lower the font as low as it can go. All right. And now you can see it's pretty much gone. So now what I'm going to come do is image size. I need to make my head bigger. Some people say my head is big enough. I don't know what they're referring to, but for the image, we need to make the image bigger. So let's go down to image size and we'll bump it up to 115. There we go. And now you'll see like I've got this scroll bar. So I need to just tinker with that a little bit to get the scroll bar done. And then there we go. And so now we've got our head and we've got our background. Everything's good. I want to do some conditional formatting also. So let's go down to the card visual. And what we're going to do there is we're going to go to callout value. And for the color, I want to adjust the color of the value itself. So let's go to conditional formatting. We'll say rules, and we're going to do it off of not total sales amount. We're actually going to pick a different measure. And the measure we're going to pick here is this tooltip value color. And so this effectively is coming back with a 1 or a 2 based on the value. So in DAX, I defined the rule from a calculation perspective to get a dynamic look and feel. So it's not just the static thing. You can do this in so many different ways. You can create a calculation that drives conditional formatting and you'll be good to go. So let's change the values. We'll say if it equals 1, we'll say that it's green. So it's good. And we'll add another value and we'll say if it's equal to 2, then it's red. Easy peasy. All right. And then the other thing I'll do is display units none, and we'll bring down the decimals to 0. So we just get the full sales amount. So let me show you that total value tooltip. You'll see here, this is the calculation that we have. So it's just doing a simple calculation off a total sales amount. Like I said, you can do whatever you want here, right? To drive what this conditional formatting is. Nothing fancy about it. Now, the other thing you'll see here is that the head picture is going to change. Inside of head pick, it's actually doing a calculation where if the value is 1, it's going to show me. And if the value is anything other than 1, it's going to show Patrick. Again, you can do whatever you want here, right? So get creative, figure out what it is you want to drive for the report that you're trying to show. I said I would come back to the show tooltip on. So there are a couple things with Report Page Tooltips is you can explicitly, for a given visual, decide which tooltip page it's going to use. You can just outright assign it, or you can choose what's called auto. And the way auto works is based on the value here. So I could put total sales amount because that's the measure I'm really using within the tooltip. And I could just say show it whenever a visual utilizes total sales amount. All right, let's go back to our overview page and we'll come up and we still have the old tooltips. There's a few more things that we got to do, right? So now we got to go into this visual and tell it to go use the report page tooltip instead of the regular tooltip. So let's go ahead and select the visual. And then if we go to properties, you'll see tooltips and you'll see that it's on default. Default's going to be the basic tooltip that comes with Power BI. So I'm going to change this to report page and you'll see this auto. And so now you'll see that it's using my report page tooltip. Everything's good. And you'll see the value here is 589,000. If I go to another month, the value is changing, right? So that's great. It's doing what we want it to do. If you explicitly choose the report page tooltip that you want to use, you don't have to drop a value in that show tooltip on. Like you can just leave that empty. So I said that this is dynamic and it is showing the different values. And that's because it's passing in the context of the month and year to filter down the total sales amounts. So it's taking whatever the filter context of this visual and passing that to the report page, which is great. But Adam, you said that the picture changes. So let's keep looking and it's got to be low. So, oh, there's Patrick. He had a bad month. And so we're going to display Patrick's beautiful face. And we can see that the color is changed on the value as well. And so conditional formatting is taking place. And now we've got this dynamic, exciting report page tooltip that drives a little more insights instead of just the default boring tooltip. So you can get creative with this. You can put multiple values in this. You can do whatever you want. You can put different visuals in there. Just know that this is a separate report page with separate DAX execution. The other benefit of this is that means that it's a delayed execution until you actually hover over it. That's great from a performance perspective. Let me know down in the comments if you're using them. What have you done with them? I'd love to know. Drop it in the comments below and keep the conversation going. As always, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome. And we'll see you in the next video.